Hi, it's Craig Thompson Wood back for turn 8 of the Duel of Ages Triad campaign. Duel of Ages 2, let's get that one clear. And things are, it's been a very bloody game. Mostly the combatants just trying to fight each other. I think one of the problems I had is just in the setup is just having all the colored domes here. I mean, you have the colors here, but a lot of the times the people are going to end up on this side, which is keeping them away from a lot of the action, especially all the labyrinths over here. I think that's been one problem the black team's been having is they've been getting green domes and domes which they're unable to access because either somebody's already in a dome or they're just pulling the wrong colors. So black would really love desperately to be able to get some of these labyrinths because that's one of the places that they're lacking in the points, and white seems to be on the path to getting even more. So what can they do? Well, let's find out as we jump right into turn 8. So Team White only has 5 players left now. Team Black has 4 players. They have 7 players technically, but 4 that are not in prison. Both teams have suffered some losses, but we'll see what can be done with it. So for the start of the phase, we're looking at the free action phase for Team White. The only the free action that they can do, Dr. Memnar could choose to turn to the scientist, which would be ridiculous. So I'm not going to do that. So the only thing that can be done would be Odessa of Omri's ability here, where at the start of the turn free action, she can draw 1 common or a secret card, and it's usable every turn. So she is going to take a secret card, and she gets Spy's Badge. Reveal when drawn. Owner's stealth rating equals her honor ratings. Well, her honor is 8, so now her stealth is 8. So she's getting some good things here. A badge cannot be traded. It cannot be traded because Odessa Armory doesn't trade. She just doesn't do that kind of thing. So she now has an honor of 8. So looking at her card here, so her stealth rating was 4, but her honor is 8. So now that equals that. So, sorry, I was thinking respect. Honor, so luckily they had the symbols here to help me. So her stealth is now 3. Yeah, but if a character causes damage to the owner, the attacker receives this badge immediately. Okay, so if somebody wounds her, they're going to be able to get that. So, yeah, we'll see what can be done with that. So she is now a stealth of only 3. So she went down 1 point in stealth. Not good. All right, so that's going to be it for the free actions. We're going to go into firing. The only one with a ranged weapon right now is Jolie, and she doesn't have anybody in line of sight to shoot at. So we go straight on to the movement. So for movement, Jolie, they've been having a lot of trouble with this particular Labyrinth Guardian here because the 7 react in the Colonial. Now, Jolie and Clara, who are coming down, are both Colonials, but she only has a 3 react and she has a 3 react, and none of them have the symbols necessary to help in any way with that, so it's just not working out for them. So I think what Jolie's going to do is she's going to go in there and beg for mercy and get rid of that thing so that maybe Clara can go in there and get another point for white. So Jolie moves 6, so she goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she comes in there with Clara right behind her. And now Odessa. Now we have 1 point there in the green labyrinth, but it's not like she can go over to the blue labyrinth here, the modern labyrinth. So she in the ancient one, she can go and just sort of solidify the hold there, or come down to the blue labyrinth. But she has a terrible combat skill, as you had mentioned, with like a pampered noble. So she is just going to have to. I think she's just going to go in there, 1, 2, 3, and she's going to go and secure that thing. Even though we have no more ancient characters on the white team to benefit from it, she's going to do her best to just secure that point for Team White. And then Clara Barton has moved Corporal Janus. Corporal Janus is here, And I think he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just going to come up to here. And it doesn't need to be that close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to come down to here. He may just take another crack at those Kung Fu punks, try and get another labyrinth there. But if need be, he can maybe swing back around here, and if Odessa is unsuccessful with this labyrinth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think it really makes a huge difference where he's going, unless he went in there to fix that. How smart is he? Only a 5. A lot of things in the base. Does he want to go into the vault and get something? So he's good with grenades. Consolatory cube, a bullwhip, spines of Rin, a snub nose, and a wasp. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, he's just going to continue. I think he's best off going down there trying to take on those punks again. So that's going to be it for his movement. And then Dr. Memnar. Dr. Memnar has an 8 movement. Now, Dr. Memnar could maybe try and go descend down in the Lith's Caverns here. Or maybe he could, I think, taking on these guys, because otherwise Enrak is going to pick up all that stuff that Sunglow and keep calling her Mistborn, Flicker have left behind. So I think he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just jump on him. Enrak is a combat specialist, but without a weapon, I think Enrak is kind of a little bit not as scary. So I'm not particularly worried about him right now. And so that's going to be that. So we are going to look to then the movement is done. We're looking at the op fire. So the only person on Team Black with a ranged weapon is nobody. Nobody has a ranged weapon currently, but what we do have is we do have the sentry here. So as Dr. Memnar was racing around to attack Enrak, he's going to be a subject to this. So it is a point of 7 versus his stealth of 4. So it's an attacker better by 3. An attacker better by 3 is a hit. And it's a penetrate of 6 to his armor of 6. So it's a attacker better by 0 is, +1. Well done. It's the first time this sentry gun has done anything. So Dr. Memnar has taken 2 points of damage. It's +1 to the 1 damage, so it's 2 points to Dr. Memnar, and well done. Okay, and so that's going to be it for the op fire. So we move straight into melee. The only melee happening is the combat over here with these combatants. So let me pull up their cards. So we have the wounded Dr. Memnar. We have Enrak the Fury, and we're going to have Executal, who can fight but not be fought, because Enrak has the swarming thing where they can, during melee, can make a melee attack on every enemy within 2 aura. So going to do that. So looking at the wits, we have 7, 7, and 1. So remembering that it is the person's turn who determines the tiebreaker for this. So in this case, it will be, we're looking at wits. No, this is for attacks. So for wits, then, it's going to be in this order. Excuse me. So for attacks, it's going to be in this order. We have 7 wits, 4 wits, and 2 wits. So Enrak is fighting first. He has an 8 attack versus a 7 react. So it's an attacker better by 1. An attacker better by 1 is a hit. So attacker better by 1, and he's a penetrate of 4 to the armor of 4. So it's a attacker better by 0 is -2 damage, so he does 0 damage. Now he can attack a second time in melee. So it's going to be, again, attacker better by 1. An attacker better by 1 is a miss. I think this is Enrak's story, is that he always misses on the second attack. So, and 0 damage for all that. So, and Dr. Memnar has only the choice to attack Enrak. So it's, again, an 8 to a 7. So it's an attacker better by 1. And this is the white deck now. And that's a miss. So Dr. Memnar has missed hitting Enrak. Then we go on to Executal. it's a 5 versus a 7, so it's a defender better by 2. And a defender better by 2 is a miss. So that combat has resulted in nothing. But what it also does is it allows Dr. Memnar prevents the taking of the items in that space, because you can't take items with a free action if there's an enemy in your space. So Enrak is going to have to choose whether to stick around and fight for those things or to just go on somewhere else. So I guess we'll wait and see what happens there. That's all. There. All right. So now we are on to adventuring. So for adventures, our first adventure we'll just do simply Julie, who is going to beg for mercy, getting rid of that thing, and she is then dismissed. Correction, she's not dismissed, she is banished. So she will be banished to a blue space. So I think, yeah, Team Black definitely doesn't want her back in there. So getting her over here, and you know, then she's also got Enrak and Executal there as well. So that's maybe about the best they could have hoped for her. Try and keep her out of the way. Okay, and then for the next adventuring, we have Odessa of Omri in the ancient labyrinth, and this is a new one. So this is a passel of sprites. Worse than a gaggle of spoiled children, try to keep your cool. So it's a wits challenge, and she matches none of the symbols. So it's her 4 wits versus 4 there. Is attacker better by 0 is a failure. She has failed to do that. And so she is going to be dismissed. Not sure what you said to anger them, but your toes are sprouting leaves. Maybe it was the presence of the undead knights with her. Anyway, so she is dismissed, and she is dismissed to a yellow space. So yellow space, I think she's just going to come back. You know what? I don't think she's afraid of these guys here. I think she's just going to come down to here. And so that's going to stay there. And she's been dismissed. So that is it for adventuring. And that is going to be it for Team White. So let's jump right into Team Black's turn. All right, and so for Team Black, there are no free actions to be taken. I mean, Enrak would have taken those items if he was able to, but with Dr. Memnar there, he cannot. So he is going to consider his choices right now. And so with that, then we're going to go into the firing phase. There is no firing because, as I said before, none of them have anything to fire. So it's on to movement. And Enrak has a movement of 6. So he is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could start coming down to that space there. That challenges wits. He'd be very good at that. He's ancient. He's he matches. So I think Enrak is just gonna say bye-bye to that. He's gonna come to there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, as I said, you know, the white teams seem to get a lot of abilities through, not points, rather through the labyrinths, and the team Black needs to start evening up that score. So that's it for his movement. Sterling Jack is in a bit of a pickle. He was going to come here and support Devon, but he's going to get jumped by Odessa. Her crew may be slower, but he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He won't make it into the labyrinth proper, and then she will just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she will get him. So that means then that Sterling Jack is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just going to run for it this way, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So then Devin Regal is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He might have liked to have come down to the other one here to remove this token, but coming here is fine, and then you can put one there, and then it's 1 point each, right, for that one. And maybe then come back later to finish it off. Then we have Executal, and Executal, I guess we don't want Dr. Memnar to be getting all that stuff, so we're going to just come up here and just jump on Dr. Memnar. He's pretty beefy, as is Executal. So this fight might well last the rest of the match. So, but we'll see what happens. We shall see. That's it for movement. So op fire. The only one with a ranged weapon currently on the other team is Jolie, who's in a dome, so she can't op fire. So we go on to melee. So for the melee, we have Executal versus Dr. Memnar. Now remember, Dr. Memnar already has 2 wounds, but in the combat, he's going to fight first because he has a wits of 4 to the wits of 2 on Executal. So it's an 8 combat to a 1 react, so it's an attacker better by 7. So chances are he's going to hit, and yes, he hits. Now it's a case of whether he can wound. So he's got a penetrate of 6, so he's tough. Wow. To an armor of 6 though, so he's also tough that way. He's strong, he's tough, and so it's an attacker better by 0, which is +0. So he's done 3 damage. That was perhaps more than I thought for Executal. Well, anyway, so Executal took that hit, and now he's going to fight back against Dr. Memnar. So it's a 5 to a 7, so it's a defender better by 2. Defender better by 2 is a hit, and it's a power of 6 to an armor of, it's a penetrate of 6. Get back on the camera here. To an armor of 6. So it's an attacker better by 0. Attacker better by 0 is -2, so he's done 0 damage to Dr. Memnar. So Dr. Memnar came out of that one favorably. So Executal has 8 wounds remaining. Dr. Memnar has 5 wounds remaining. So we'll see what's going to happen there. And other combats, there are none. So that was the combat up here. And so now we're going on to adventuring. So Enrak has not quite made it in yet. And Sterling Jack had to run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're not going to catch him. And so it's just on to Devin Regal. Devin Regal was down here. So he came around to that spot there. So Devin Regal is going to be taking on the future labyrinth here. So it is alien inscriptions. If you can translate them, you could open secret pathways into ancient ruins. So it's an intelligence test. And he does not match anything there except the age. So his intelligence is 7. So he's very smart. +1 because of the matches the age. So it's an 8. So it's an 8 to a 3. 5 is the attacker better by 3. Attacker better by 3 is a success. So your translations result in several remarkable discoveries. So we put a black token there. And then he's also getting 1 card, common or secret. And I think he's going to go for a common. I think there tends to be more weapons in commons, and I think it's sort of been the theme. And he gets a model 1903 gun. So how is he with that? Let's pull up Devin Regal here. So he's got a 7 aim, so that's good. And he also has he still has this ability here, once per game ability. He's done the other two, but with this one, after moving and after enemy off fire, he can take a shot as if it were the fire face. And this weapon is not the kind that he's good with, but nonetheless, he is, he's got a gun. That's good. And Devon will be dismissed and going to a black dome. That's exactly what he wanted. Getting over back to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what's his combat? His combat's only a 4, so that's why he didn't do so well against those Kung Fu punks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe coming up into there. Would have been, actually, I guess red would have been best to try and break into that base. You know what? Let's put him here, and let's see what happens. He's not crazy about that one, and so I think this is a good spot for him. Okay, so that's it for adventuring, and there's of course no more reinforcements. So that is it for turn 8. A little more things happening here. Things are starting to cook up now, and Team Black's, I think, has the right focus now, trying to get some labyrinth points in order to keep up with Team White, because they are lacking in the combat sector badly. So anyway, that is it. Hope you're enjoying this. If you are, then please remember to hit like and subscribe. It does help the channel. And if you've seen any mistakes that I made, please leave me a message in the comment section below, or just leave a comment. Just let me know that you are enjoying it. I'd like to hear from the viewers, know that it's being appreciated. All right, until next time, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.